Got another company-sized mission for Steel Beast. This is Operation Pathfinder by Apocalypse. You guys can go ahead and pause the video for a moment if you want to read the specifics of the actual briefing. Give you a moment to do that. Okay, cool. Let's get into this. So what we're essentially looking at in regards to the enemy is essentially them having scouts somewhere from the vicinity from phase line Platinum to phase line Bronze. That's realistically where we can expect to encounter them. Likely enemy disruption forces of a platoon-sized element, possibly BMP-3s, maybe with some tanks, in vicinity from approximately Bronze to Silver, and then the enemy consolidated in their battle zone itself within Objective Bull, vicinity of the town of Shaman there. And I'm guessing that's going to be a mix of BMP-3s along with T-90s. So we'll go ahead and load up our overall overlay here. Just go to load map overlay. Yep, there it is. Send that thing in. So what we're planning to do for this operation, I guess I should go over friendly forces first, yeah? Well, we've got our 3 specific platoons right there of Challenger 2s, 3 each. Yep, there they are, looking very British. And we've also got the Pizarro here. This is a stand-in for the Ajax. So, you know, a few differences. 30mm cannon here versus the 40 that'll actually be in service, but, you know, close enough. Yep. And looks like we've got some scout teams as well, and I believe that is an in-law that they're carrying on their back. So that's about 750 meters of range. We'll see if we put them to use. And medical and supply as well. Cool. Awesome. So what we're looking at are 10 tanks overall for Ajaxes, quote unquote. And what I want to do in general for this mission is conduct a road march forward from our attack position up to our assault position, emplaced right in front of basically this berm here, as you can tell, where ideally we'll be in a good covered and concealed position, which will serve as our assault position prior to crossing our line of departure. I expect to encounter initial contact in the vicinity of phase line Arrow, probably direct fire at that point. And what I want to do is focus in indirect fires on targets 10, 20 initially before shifting those to 5, 25, and then starting to work back with 15, as well as then concentrating on Objective Bull itself over there with target 30. In general, we're going to move forward up to the vicinity of phase line Bronze, make an assessment based on the enemy's disposition and where they're defending, since we don't have a real good picture other than the enemy is, you know, somewhere within this zone here. And my thought here is we're going to take our main force down the south, possibly move scouts into the vicinity of battle position 4-1, depending on the situation on the ground. If we're receiving indirect fire, I'm not doing that. We're going to push onward. And potentially, if this area here is undefended, while we're crossing phase line Bow, maybe pushing the 1-2 platoon to establish their battle position, doing a support by fire on Objective Bull. But in general, hope is to move through here to phase line Bow, cross there, and then continue our attack. Probably our main force fixing the enemy on Objective Bull with 1 to 2 platoons executing a flanking maneuver, killing whatever enemy defenders they have in this area here before moving through and clearing up to the vicinity of phase line Conquest. Cool, that's the basic plan. Got it. When we load our actual saved plan here, and what I've done is, looks like a bunch of, you know, stuff on the map, and indeed it is. I programmed it so that in relation to our triggers, this is going to cause multiple units to move simultaneously. So for example here, we'll go with 4-1 Alpha. Their embark condition that you can give them is trigger 1 is set. So when I'm doing trigger 1, myself as the CO, as well as the mech infantry, are going to begin our movement. Following that, 1-3 and 1-2 with trigger number 2. Trigger number 3, once both of those leave the attack position, will be second platoon, 1-2. Move into the assault position. And then once we're all staged in the assault position, in our combat formation, ready to cross the line of departure, we're going to fire those initial targets and execute trigger 4. This is going to pull our logistics elements to the assault position, and then the rest of our company is going to conduct a movement to contact in a company line up to the vicinity of phase line bronze. Once we're there, we can execute trigger 5, have the tanks take lead, and maneuver up to the vicinity of phase line bow down here, seizing this piece of terrain. And from there, we'll make a judgment call on how the enemy's looking overall and where we want to maneuver. So let's go ahead and start the mission. By the way, you can download this mission on the Steel Beast forums. Links in the description, so check that out. And if you enjoy this type of stuff, like, consider joining the Tank Sim Discord as well. Link in the description too. There's a lot of dudes on there who enjoy talking about this sort of thing, so give it a shot if you haven't already. Alright, let's go. So, since this isn't a deployment zone, we're going to have to manually mount our troops before we execute anything else. Got our first round loaded. We'll go ahead and actually give all of our... I think we're up on ammunition. Yeah, looks that way. Cool. So, verify if we can get an orientation to where our actual mech infantry are. Yep, there they are. And looks like our scouts are loaded. So we're going to activate trigger 1. That's shift and 1. And just like that, we've got our movement initiated to our assault position from our attack position. So yeah, triggers, if they're not used by the scenario designer to do something, normally they're going to be labeled within the briefing, and normally they'll rename the triggers to something like, you know, trigger reinforcements is a real common one. You can actually place them in so that you're able to trigger, as the name suggests, multiple actions by, you know, your friendly units. And really your imagination is kind of the limit here. You can go into a lot of actual logical programming, really using Boolean logic, so you programmers should be familiar with that, in regards to the actual maneuver plan. Alright, we're going to do trigger number 2. And check to make sure that works. That's shift and 2. And just like that, we've got, yep, our tank platoon starting to move out. That's going to be 1-3 and 1-1. 1-1 should be in the north. Yep, there they are. And once they leave the attack position, we'll activate the 3rd trigger. Kind of show you guys that. And then, yeah, we'll continue our road march up to the assault position itself. What I really want to do is have, yeah, 1-1 move forward so we're not having a traffic jam, with 2 kind of having to shift their position to be in the north based on the possibility of moving here to this battle position itself. Back, check on their progress. And a thing that you can do in scenarios as well, if the scenario designer has enabled it, is by holding the shift key, you can actually put it over specific call signs that are friendly, and it'll tell you who they are, which is useful for, you know, actually identifying who your guys are. In real life, you'd have actual bumper numbers and other markings to make it easier. That's not graphically modeled in game right now, so this is a good workaround for the sake of having a similar effect overall. And we can see our mech infantry are continuing to bound forward. Got some movement in the tracks. Let's check. Okay, that's good enough. We'll go with... Go back to our route there. We'll go with trigger number 3, which is going to activate 1-2. See if we can catch them in the background here. Yep, there they are. Right there, starting to initiate their move. So, with all of our elements moving, we'll go ahead and start our indirect fire plan, starting with what I want to focus on is 1-0. We're going to go HE at my command. We're going to do for 2-0. HE smoke mix also at my command. So once we fire both of these and these complete, what I want to have occur is we immediately shift fires to 5 as well as 25. So an easy way to do that is just go in here and we'll do 5 as priority. HE fire when ready, and same with 25 there. HE fire when ready, And we'll do 15 next, too, because why not? And what's going to happen is as soon as our on-call fires are complete, the batteries are going to then execute 0-5 and 2-5, and then we'll have one battery executing 1-5. That gives us a bit of flexibility. We'll go ahead for now and go to 3-0 and go with HE. We'll do an HE smoke mix to try to get closer, and we can do 400 by 400 at my command. That will let that target be prepped. And while we're at it, just in the event that we need to use them in the future, which we probably will, we've got some ICM rocket strikes, so we can prepare those to destroy an entire grid square. We'll say the trigger there for calling them are 3 enemy tanks. That'll be at my command, focused on the objective itself. And that's getting ready. And we can also, just for the sake of overkill here, have an airstrike prepared as well, just to hit the little town there. We'll say that's going to be based on, more than 3 teams in the open. So all of those are getting prepared and ready, and what we'll do is we'll wait for the rest of our element to move to the assault position, and then we're going to continue from there. Alright, so with the magic of video editing, we are back. We've got the company in line right through here. Kind of hard to see our mechanized infantry. That's definitely the wrong key there. Switch back to our cannon. Kind of hard to see the mechanized infantry, but they're in there basically on our flanks to the north as well as the south, and we've got our tank platoons lined up. We've done a short count so that all of our engines are turned off, so we're a little bit better able to hear any enemy movement, and we're not hearing anything at this time. So what we're going to do is execute our 2 fire missions, call those in on 1-0 and 2-0, and then we're going to do a company short count, turning all of our engines on, crossing over our line of departure, and then conducting that movement to contact. And that can all be done by using trigger number 4 as far as the maneuver. So we'll call in our indirect fire, hit trigger number 4. And we've got all of our platoons as we're starting to move out, prepping to turn their engines on. Takes them a little longer since they're doing a short count. You can see the smoke rising out. And now we are on the move. Now this works a little bit easier with diesel-style engines. Obviously, when you're getting into the realm of turbines, that's a little bit more deliberate decision. And looking at our overall time, road march up to this point took about 13, 14 minutes. Okay, got enemy on target 1-0. Okay. And we should have effects. Yep, effects are coming in right now, which is overall good. So as we're seeing the enemy, they're going to start being affected by indirect fire. And it looks like we're already having hits on, that should be target 1-0-5. Sorry, 1-0. And we've got enemy trucks in front of us. First one destroyed. Second, just past baseline bronze to the north. We're going to continue to move forward. Continue our advance. And I think that's target 2-0 over there. Kind of hard to tell from this angle. Kind of hard to see as well. Alright, enemy PCs, vicinity Highway 5. I don't necessarily want to call an indirect fire on that target yet, but they are there, so that's important to note. And we'll queue a fire mission up just to attempt to cause them to displace. Though I don't know if we're going to have effects based on all these others they're going to have to fire. So we're looking at, that's like about 3 minutes, yeah, almost 10 minutes for that fire mission to be executed. But we'll call it in because we know they're there. So far, having overall good effects. Not seeing any targets in vicinity of Hill 10. And what's going on for waiting for approval? We can go ahead and end these fire missions, take those out of the queue. Basically, whenever our batteries are firing, they're going to reposition to avoid enemy counterfire, you know, survivability basically, and that's obviously trying to just ensure that they survive, in all honesty. Okay, now this is starting to develop into something a little bit more interesting, so let's definitely plan a fire mission. HE 400 by 400 will go at my command. 4-1 is receiving some form of fire. It's from those enemy PCs in that vicinity. Move back, do some quick battle tracking, see where we're located. Okay. No issues thus far. Oh boy, we've got some enemy personnel forward already. Can't tell if those guys are in a bunker or not. Kind of looks like it. Yep. Nope, not in a bunker, so that's a good thing. Guess we called them unprepared. But there is enemy bunkers present, so something of note for sure. Alright, we've got our next two targets, 05 and 25 becoming active. I'm not actually seeing anything on 25, so I'm going to end that one, and we'll move on to, yeah, not really seeing anything with 15, so I kind of want to start to, got those on 05. Alright, so what we'll do is we'll fire 05 and then wait on Alpha Bravo 10, basically that target there. Try to suppress as we're starting to move forward. Alright, we've got our tank platoons getting into place. What I'm actually going to do here is move our mech from the north towards the south, give them a quick march order there, and we're going to consolidate the mech platoon. As opposed to being two sections, they're going to form one platoon at this point as we continue forward. Should make them a little bit easier to control. Alright, we've got our maintenance, or our, sustainment assets moving forward. Going to move to, alright, more personnel, vicinity Hill, 05. Calling another fire mission on their position, personnel, overhead cover, and we'll wait for that to prosecute. Alright, 05 is active. We'll see if that has effects. If so, we'll cancel the next mission, Alpha Bravo 11. And lost contact at this time with those, with that mech platoon. So, not sure if they're still in position or if they have displaced. Still got enemy spotters in vicinity of 20. Not really feeling that, so... But we've kind of got a lot of fire missions already processing, so I'm going to assume some tactical risk there and continue moving forward. Alright, we're going to go ahead and automatically call in 30. Go ahead and process that one. Go ahead and attach into that unit. And let's go with trigger number 5 and start continuing our advance before we start getting wrecked with indirect fire. Let our tanks bound forward. We'll send our mech to follow them up. Not seeing any contact now in vicinity of Hill 5, so I don't know if they were destroyed or not. Can we fire Hesh at them? Just a curiosity thing here, real quick. Okay, it's gonna be kind of Yeah, we got indirect.
Ceasefire.
Let's fire Hesh, reload Heat, or reload Sabo, and we'll bound forward here. Buttoning up. Not sure what 1-3 is doing right now. You guys, gonna move on out? No? Okay. Let's get these guys moving real quick. We're gonna move our mech infantry platoon as well forward. Calls starting to receive indirect. Not necessarily effective at this time, but still a factor. Alright, 05 is complete. 30 is active. Move to top speed to catch up with our 3rd platoon. Okay, we're being hit by... got it. Lost one vehicle there moving forward. We'll move our scout team into position.
Fire.
And 1-1, we'll have you move here to start engaging enemy elements forward. It's kind of a bowl, so it's not great, but... Move into a line formation, close interval, same at your actual final formation. Treating wounded, so maybe we can get one of our guys up and operational. And yep, we're waiting on that fire mission for Alpha Bravo 10 right there.
On the way.
Alright, starting to engage, and we still have enemy on top of hill.
Ceasefire.
Alpha 05. Not great. He apparently has a visual. Yep, there they are. Kill him. Okay. Alright, no further contacts in that vicinity. Continue to bound forward. We'll see where we are momentarily.
Reverse right.
Alright, PC spotted front. Trying to engage that enemy missile truck out there, not having great effects as far as hits. Let's continue to move you guys downward. I think we redo the route.
Fire.
Yep, enemy trucks. Let's go to a fast rate of speed, close interval, still maintain a line formation. Yep. Actually, let's move to echelon left, so they're able to better orient.
Ceasefire.
an enemy bunker right there. We've got Hesh loaded. That's gonna hit. That hurt. Okay. Let's see if we can orient on that bunker. There it is. And dump lead and fire. Alright, good to go. Reattach to your platoon.
Ceasefire.
Enemy, yep, PCs.
On the way. Target. Ceasefire.
That's some really close range engagements here. Stabilization down with radio, stabilization with radio. Otherwise, we're looking okay in general. Alright, I want to move 1-1 forward. Excuse me, 1-2. Alright, got enemy PCs moving into our position. Move to a line, close interval. Shoot, they're actively firing. We've got enemy tanks. Alright. Let's move up onto line, try to kill these guys.
Ceasefire.
Lost one tank.
Engage. On the way. Target. Re-engage.
That's 2. Alright, enemy tanks destroyed. So we're down effectively 3 vehicles at this point. Alright, let's start maneuvering into position here.
Fire stable. On the way. Over. Re-engage. Stable up.
It's another vehicle destroyed. Good lord, we are getting smoked. Alright, load Sabo. Load Sabo as well. Hitting enemy targets. Okay. Alright, 3 enemy tanks destroyed. Another enemy tank moving into position. Alright, let's see what we got here. We can. Alright, scene. Let's get on here.
Target. Re-engage.
Well, you definitely go to war with the army you have, and the ammunition we have is not great.
Ceasefire.
Okay. Alright, let's re-evaluate our situation. Still want to move into this vicinity. Let's call in ICM rockets and airstrikes on Objective Bull itself. Lost more combat power there than I really intended, but that's usually the way that these things go. Our fire mission there, and we've already cleared through that, so we're going to end that fire mission as well. Let's start firing more assets in the vicinity of there, and I don't know if I'm assuming as soon as our ICM rockets are complete, that's like rounds complete overall for the assets that we have. We'll see. Should probably move down here, so I'm being a little less aggressive. Yep. 1 Alpha, you should move into that position as well. So, what we've effectively got are, we can divide into a platoon of 4 tanks, and we'll have these guys start flanking around. I think that's our plan. We'll have the mech infantry accompany them. Both of those guys move into that position there. might want to actually do a reload when we get here. It might be prudent. Before we start assaulting forward.
Traverse left.
Alright, definitely had some effects as far as fires on the objective. Obviously can't tell what it is other than just maybe shelling the town itself. Destroyed Denovian PCs. Tanks. We have actually in that vicinity. Saw some thermals, but we're not having anybody call them out, so my assumption is at this point that they've been destroyed. Okay. Kind of need you to orient north. So I'm not sure why you're not doing that. Probably doing a reload? Yep. That's not unintelligent. We'll have you guys start by loading actual Sabo rounds. So it's kind of prudent. Same here. Yep. It's ready there. Got a bunch of radio damage too, so kind of hard to battle track where units are other than just visually seeing them. Which we're seeing, yep, what remains of 1-2 platoon there. 1-3 survivors. Alright, still some enemy PCs in the vicinity of the objective itself. No more ICM rockets. It's calling another airstrike on that position. Units are automatically reloading. That's good. I think what we're actually going to do with our scouts here is get them on top of this hill, see if they can observe into the objective, and, well, maybe. I don't know what's shooting at us right now.
Re-engage.
Move to an echelon left. Okay, they're taking kind of pop shots through the actual village itself. So we'll have these guys maneuver around here. We're reloading. These guys are reloading. How you guys doing on ammo? Okay. Yep. Top off. Our main guys here. Main assault, or our, I guess, fixing force. Try to have our assault force maneuver through.
Identified. Re-engage.
Alright, you guys go to hold fire for now. Don't want you spending all these rounds and not hitting anything. Huh, that's interesting. I guess a scout team just died on disembarkment. Okay. I guess that's a thing. We'll have you guys move into a stay tactic. Let's do another fire mission here with HE. And we've got that airstrike incoming. guys time to reload. We get our scouts into position as well, or that's what we're going to do on this hill to see if we can overwatch and see what we've got. That would be the sound of our airstrike moving in. Reload with the mech as well. Got splash in a minute and 50 seconds. Okay. Alright, more mech infantry. That's fantastic. Do another airstrike on that position. Yep, definite mech. So they are oriented towards the south. So it may be prudent, yeah, definitely to maneuver in this vicinity and try to shoot them from behind. I don't know if there's anything else out there in that vicinity. We've killed what looks to be like a mech or a tank platoon-ish. So I think what we do is we initiate movement with our guys here. Okay, I know problems you're having in life, but you should probably reload. Here we go. This guy is also reloading as well. Looks like smoke rising out of the village there. We're out of our objective. Try to call out targets. Okay, we see them. We see them. We got a PC there. I'm sure there's another one out there. Yep. Actually wondering if it might be a benefit to bring our tank platoon up here and start engaging. I'm almost feeling like that is the answer right now. So we're going to place them into a line formation, close interval, try to get our scouts out of the way. So go ahead and engage. You go ahead and do an engagement route there, so you start running out of position. We've got indirect fire falling on their position. Hopefully the tanks can actually reach and get up this hill. Let's see what we got real quick as far as observation. Okay. Hitting basically everywhere but these specific targets, but that's okay. Calls in damage. And we've got an airstrike in 10 seconds. We'll see how that goes. Okay, yep, there's a BMP. There's an enemy BMP. It's very hard to see that rear one there. And splash in 3 seconds. There we go. That looked impressive. I don't know if it did anything, but it sure looked important. Okay. We have more? We do. Alright. Let's do another... Let's try to take out their command post while we're at it then. And we're going to repeat on our HE targets.
Identified. Identified.
Alright, fire.
Ceasefire. Gunner, Sabo, PC. PC, identified.
I guess it may have helped if I had them on fire though, yeah.
Re-engage.
Alright.
On the way.
We need to start moving forward with the rest of our guys, so we're going to go ahead and do that. Get in a line formation at close interval.
On the way. Over. Heat up. Re-engage. Fire. On the way. Over. Heat up. Re-engage. Identify. Fire. On the way.
We're absolutely hitting them with Hesh. Okay, got him. There we go. Alright, and what I want to do now is have these guys start moving into position. Line formation, close interval, go to a fast rate of march. We'll pick up our scouts, at least the ones remaining. And... okay, HE's on target. We've got some airstrikes moving into position. We're looking okay for now. Let's get on that objective and seize it. Seize it by forcefully destroying all enemy forces on said objective. Alright, slow rate of march, and slow rate of march as well. Give our other tank platoon time to start maneuvering. We'll get our Pizarros moving as well once they pick up these guys. Yep, mount your troops. Got him. Cool. So yeah, kind of interesting with like the scout team basically just getting out the back and dying, and I guess leaving the door open, but well, there we are. Yep, it's a method. Not the preferred method, but I guess it's a method. Alright, try to manage these guys a little bit as well. Give them a top speed. Put them on an echelon left, so they're oriented both front and to their left flank, which is likely where we're going to take contact if we encounter anything else on Objective Bull. Fire missions are complete. Ceasing fire on Objective Bull. Alright, we can see that enemy bunker from this position, so let's load some Hesh.
Gunner, going.
There it is. And just over, I think. Alright, we'll wait for our tanks to pass and fire again.
Cease fire.
Load up our AP, Sabo, or Thin, whatever you want to call it, and start advancing onto the objective to the south with our, I guess, one remaining de facto tank platoon as well as our commander. And we'll move from here to secure the far side of the objective. And then move our mech infantry onto the actual objective itself. Alright, so moving forward, we'll reconsolidate and then continue to, I guess, clear in this vicinity once we've got a solid foothold established, which not seeing any resistance thus far, so I think we're doing okay. Know if they actually got out of the vehicle itself. I assume they... That's it. That's interesting. I guess the dot guy just kind of died right there. Okay. Truly a gruesome scene, yeah. For our mech to move on, and we'll start clearing. Okay, we have seized objective Bull, so that means that we've literally killed everything on the objective. Cool, man. Let's see how we did overall. Run through this AAR. Not expecting this to be great. Alright, major victory. I'll take it. So, what we're looking at overall is, as far as the scoring rubric, basically 60 points for seizing objective Bull, and then 40 for preserving combat power for follow-on operations. Obviously, we, lost a tank platoon and 1 PC, so, yeah, not great. Of course, you can see our terrible hit percentage. Honestly, playing Steel Beast for a while, like, when you're suppressing infantry, it doesn't count as hits, especially if you're using, high explosive rounds, so I don't really care about it that much anymore. Looking at the actual enemy as we maneuvered through, we'll go ahead and play through here and see what we were facing. So, basically an enemy tank platoon-ish, kind of divided into 2 sections. Looks like we had a platoon of BMP-3s, a few BMP-3s here, looks like a platoon there, and then a section, basically a platoon on the actual objective itself. Move forward into our assault position, executed fire missions, as we're starting to move out. Those hit. I don't know how effective they actually were. Well, apparently in the case of 1-0, very effective. In the case of here, I don't think they actually killed anything. Move forward, kill that enemy vehicle there. Had some indirect called on us, continued to move forward. I guess nope, those are enemy personnel. Lost a vehicle there. I'm assuming that was due to an ATGM. Let's go through and check that out. Probably from a BMP-3's ATGM, I'm assuming. Yep, that is exactly what that was from. So maybe try to keep these guys in the low ground a little bit better next time. That was our first loss. And see if we can find the shooter here. 3-3. Okay, this guy here. Yeah, they're in dug in position, so a pretty formidable enemy for sure. Carrying on, move forward. Killed their observation post, moved into position here, killed that remaining BMP, fought off and killed BMPs in that position. Were then attacked by a tank platoon. Let's see what we lost those 2 tanks to. I'm assuming the enemy T-90s. Okay, they were hit. And he happened to be destroyed. That's as they're moving on to the actual target. Okay, another hit. Another hit by our guys. Another hit by our guys. That one finally got him. And then, a solid center hit right into the actual driver's hatch there. So that kind of makes sense. Which was immediately killed by the CO tank. Cool. And then, another case of just getting a solid hit by a light damage there. Destroyed that rifle squad, which is good. Yep. I mean, they're just getting some great hits, so it happens sometimes based on just where their round happens to land. And so you can see we're pelting the hell out of these guys and definitely not having great effects. Okay, good news is we did fire in a lot of high explosives as well as what looks like ICM. See if the ICM was in fact effective, which it apparently was in destroying those 2 enemy PCs. Called in some more indirect. Not a whole lot of issues here other than, I guess, our infantry just dying there for some reason. That was strange. More indirect fire, and I think this was followed by some airstrikes. And yep, getting good suppression and support by fire from that position on Objective Bull. We then move in, and I think the enemy had a, I guess, a BMP section they could have counterattacked with, but by the end of the battle overall, their mobile forces are effectively this truck here with an ATGM on it. Yep, there we go. And we had some BMP 3s here establishing a defense. So, yeah. Hope you guys enjoyed the mission overall. Pretty fun. If you got Steel Beast, definitely check it out and play it. And yeah, I'll see you guys later.